Hello, since this is my first tutorial on this kind of stuff, um, it might be suggested that you speed up the video in case because since it's a 20-minute video of me talking about my experience as well and some tips and explanations and stuff, it's better if you just speed up the video if you want. But yeah, so that's all I have to say before this video starts. So I hope you enjoy it. Hello, I'm gonna show you how I did the hair rigging for this model, which is for my project. Um, it was quite a long word since this is my first time doing it. And as you can see, I was trying to be really organized with all of my stuff so I know which hair strand is which is super important that you separate all the hair strands basically, including the fringe, the sides and stuff. And as you can see, this is the top layers as I put on here. Where is it? I'm super blind. Well, I didn't really specifically. Okay, it's just only these three. Oh, it's just only these three that are like the top of the hair and stuff, which I accidentally made the top layer together with the back, so but it's not too noticeable. Like, yeah, it's really not. I mean, I did only these two from the top, so it's not that bad, but you really need to like separate like each one. Like if it's like 2 layers, you have to do it, but if it's 3 layers, well, that's quite actually, never mind about that, because I'm very bad at explaining things. um so yeah, so you see that I separated all the hair and stuff, which is important. And as you can see, like, I used about 2 strands of hair and about 3 like this as well. And how I did the bones, basically this is each of the bones. Okay, we ignored the maximal because that's the rest of my model, but the ones with full caps is the one I wrote down, which is my own bones that I created, which I'm gonna show you it. Oh yeah. So the only thing I changed in this blender, because this is a copy. I have another one that well, it's both the same, just a few like mistakes, which is the hair, I mean with the dress and stuff, but we can talk about that later. So to make it easy for you to do the bones, how I did it is I separate from the bones from the body of the character. I'm not sure what this one is. Okay, this one is just the original bones. We just ignore that. So it's basically the same, but I use this for the character movements, which is very easy. So you can see that in YouTube how to like change it into a maximal mixamo rigging and stuff. So yeah, because this character is from VRM, which is a 3D VTuber making character and stuff that's anime related. So, but you can still edit this character in Blender, which I haven't really tried it, but the last time it kind of worked, which was kind of the nose, but since I made loads of copies of this character because I had loads of problems with the hair and stuff, so I just kind of forgot about the nose. But yeah, so how I did the bones, basically, back to what we were talking about. So how I did it is that I colored each of the hair. So I would put in different colors, like, well, it's actually both two colors, but I like to keep it a bit easier for me. So all you have to do is create the bones for the top layer like this. So for this one, I'm slightly made it to the middle. And then two bones. So this one is for this hair strand here, and then the same. How I did it? You first have to copy one of the bones. So basically, I copied the bone from the head, and just duplicate it and stuff. You also have to do something else, which I kind of forgot because I was following a YouTube tutorial. But I then added more bones later on, and then I duplicated. So, oh yeah, another thing when you're duplicating bones, you might see that there's like these two are like one bone shorter than the other, which is actually duplicated, but you have to still edit it because if you don't duplicate it, this is not gonna connect to the top ones. As you can see, there's like a line thingy, so without avoiding to like connect it to the head, because obviously these ones, it needs to connect to the head, otherwise it will just, I don't know. I don't want to know because I just followed the YouTube tutorial. So you do the same for the backbone as well. So I'd put back pink because the front has pink. So this is how the back looks like. So basically when you're like making the bones, you just hide it. This is how I did it. So you just like select the ones that you already did the rigging and stuff. So, but I just make everything like disappear so I can just focus in one thing, you know? Because you will get mixed up. And trust me, when it comes to the bones, multiple bones right in front of your face, it's really better if you just do how I did it. Put in colors, separate them, so you really don't get confused. I wish I did it, but I did it at the end, so yeah. But that's how you do it. So for the backbone, well, it looks like I just put this more in the middle, but that's just to avoid adding a lot of bones, which I did last time, and it's a lot of work because not only you have to do the bones, you also have to do the weight paint, which I will show you right now. From the model I was showing you, had some weird stuff going on, so I couldn't show how you select the things for the bones. But if you just look at this image, you can see that it stopped from here. The reason for that is for each bone, you need to add weight paint into each section that you do. From up to here, it'll be one bone. From here, it'll be just the other bone. And here will be the top bone. So if I go back to here, so when you're doing the top part of the hair, which is this, you need to apply it to the head. which is this one. I selected it, but I don't know, it got really weird, so I'm using the wrong blender for this blender file, so let me just go back. So, for example, for the weight paint, I kind of like clipped this video from the tutorial, which is Japanese, and it was a really good video, really good tutorial. I followed most of it until the add-on was not really working, but I think it's because it was a really old add-on for me, because it does not work on 4 point something version of Blender, which I don't know if it does work or not, or if I did it wrong, but from the add-on I use, it was this is the Japanese one that I used from what I tried to do, but this is the one I used for Wiggle 2, and I'll show you how you use that. But first of all, I want to show you how the weight paint looks like. So this is an example of it. This is how, like, for each section, like, just paint it like that. I didn't make it so perfect, but it's kind of messed up now because I don't know, but yeah, so this is kind of example, but it did not look like that, trust me. I don't know why it looks like that, but yeah, this is for like for each burn. So not for each burn, this is for one burn, this strand, which I just did for all of this side. So yeah, and the other part I forgot. Oh yeah, the wiggle. Okay, first, it's really important, and you need to know this. It might show up for you in object mode, but at first it did not for some reason. But since I transferred my work to home, it just showed up in object mode, but you really cannot edit anything. As you can see, I got limits of anything because I have to select an amateur, which is the hair basically, okay? No, I mean, sorry, the burn hair. So if you go to pose mode, you'll see that there's loads of settings of it. And the only thing you need to bear in mind is that this is just for one single bone. So if you want to edit from, for example, if you want all of this to be the same setting, there's this copy setting to select it, which is the one that shows here. And how I made it actually almost perfect, this is how it looks like when, okay, it's not on pose mode. Oh yeah, if it shows up like that, do not worry, that's not how it looks like, okay? You just have to restart the physics, which goes back to how the hairstyle used to be, so do not freak out if it just does that, okay? So when you play it, it will be a bit jumpy and stuff, but eventually it will just work perfectly while the character's moving and stuff. So my slight problem from the lattice and stuff, which is like a big key thingy, and the thing is, as you can see, it's glitching and moving. So I tried to use that, but maybe it's better for like short hair models, which for me, like for this type of long hair model, like this hairstyle is not that good, because first of all, one of my problems that that I faced with it is that this strand hair went inside the head. I obviously put collision onto this hair, but it was not, it did not work out for me. So, oh yeah, before I continue, if it shows up like this, that's super easy to fix. My teacher is actually the one that fixed that, so credits to him. So if you go to bone, it will have like a custom shape or something, just in case like it happens to you. Just unclick it, put the color back, and you're good to go. But I don't know why I didn't save my color, but we'll just leave it to that. But anyways, back to the add-on. So it's not too difficult. This is my setting. So to understand fully, so the more you put stiff, the more it's still. So for example, for this part of the bone, I don't want it to go too through in the arms. Although I added collision, which is the top part of the dress. If you put less stiff, it will be like this. So I only put 20 because I feel like that was good enough. So you can copy my settings to see if it works better for you. So, but it's better if you just experiment like how I did and stuff. This one is stiff, so I'll show you an example. So if I put this to 20, let me restart the entire physics. When I play it, this will go kind of through in, while this just stays where it is. So it's not much of a difference, because when you add the collider and stuff, it doesn't slide in, but as you can see, it kind of shakes. So I just like it to be stiff, so it stays in that position, you know? You can make a strand go through the front. I did like it a bit, but for some reason, like when in one of the scenes where the camera is facing here, you can see this part. So I just put back the head to where it was. But how you do that? I think I just put the stiff from the top as well. If I play it, it probably won't go in front. Yeah, it will do that. So as you can see, I didn't really like how it looked like. Although it looks really cool to have more hair in front, but because of how I modeled the hair, you don't want that. So okay, restart. And then so yeah, that's how the stiff kind of works. So one important thing, okay? You can see there's a different setting, bonehead, okay? This is super important. I did not add collision because it was not really needed, but I'll just add it anyways. Actually, no. But yeah, well, it worked out for me anyways, but yeah, so the top doesn't really need a collider because it's not gonna go through the face as long as you put the other strands, like this one, like it's got a collider. So, but one thing bear in mind is that when you add the tail, for some reason, it just makes it really bouncy. It goes all the way down. If I turn it off, it goes up. You can see that. See? Like, so what this basically does is from the top of the bones, like how it is right now, it will stay like that. It would not go wow, like down, okay? It would just stay in place. how you set it up the bone. The same thing with this. Like if I had the tail and stuff, it probably just goes down. Look, it just slops down and stuff like that. So try to remember to turn off the bone tail that is the top parts. Cause like I said, you don't want this to go wow. Oh, that's the wrong one. You don't want it to go down, okay? That's all. So I think this is all I can say about what I did for the hair. I have not done much to it. So I don't think there's anything else I should add. Yeah, I think that's probably it for what I did for the hair. So, yeah, I hope this helps. This video, how you do like the hair and stuff. So, yeah. Okay, bye bye.